Okay, so welcome to my new weekly mindfulness and meditation training classes. So tonight is going to be slightly longer than usual, but what I'm planning to do is simply have the Lightworker community as a group for us to come and meditate together and learn about meditation, learn about mindfulness. So we're going to be building a community here where we come together and connect. Because when we set a powerful intention and come together and connect together with that same intention, we really step into a higher potential for ourselves and healing for the rest of the planet and the world. So this is going to be a really super powerful place for you to come into community with one another and to connect. So each class is going to approximately last just 15 to 30 minutes a week. So I'm going to ask you to commit to this as a regular practice, because the more you show up for these mindfulness meditation training classes, the more you're going to find you can deal with life's challenges, you can deal with stress, anxiety. There's so many benefits which I'll go into later on. But the format for tonight really is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer just one question initially that I get asked a lot about mindfulness and meditation, which I think confuses so many people. And we're then going to dive straight into a short practice. Now, some of you I know have been practicing meditation for a long time and have done energy work, healing work. So Charlie, I know you have. And some of you are very new to mindfulness and meditation. So I'm going to introduce you to a really simple exercise tonight. So it's just going to be an introduction that's going to help you feel some of the benefits. So I'm not going to talk too much because I really believe in experience. That's where you're really going to learn. Okay, so I will then stay on for another 10 minutes if you have questions you want me to answer for you, or you can use the group at any time to ask any questions you like about your meditation and mindfulness practice. So let's start. So the question, which I think is confusing so many people out there, is what is the difference between mindfulness and meditation? And so many people seem to get really confused here. So mindfulness, let's start with mindfulness. So mindfulness, firstly, you don't have to cross the legs. You don't have to go into your inner world. You don't have to find an altar. Mindfulness is something you can do, where, in fact, something you're meant to be practicing throughout the day. So mindfulness is building up your attention awareness muscle. So that brings you much more into the present moment. Because the mind's like a monkey. It's always jumping from the past, the future. It takes us out of the present moment. So the key differentiation there is mindfulness is your daily practice. It's to take out with you as a tool for life. So let's look at meditation. What's the difference? Now, meditation, in fact, there's so many different forms of meditation out there. So don't let anyone tell you that there's one right or wrong meditation, because that's not true. So use your own discernment, because if it makes you feel good, you're on the right track. So the different kinds of meditation you can experience are things such as guided meditations, visualizations, sound, color, Buddhist techniques. Now, they all vary in the results they give you. Again, I'm not going to go into that tonight, but if you want a certain result and know where it is you want to be heading, ask in the group and I can advise which practice I suggest you go for. because some are aimed at just helping you find relief from pain and suffering, from emotions, from mental health, and they're very they're predominantly meant as a self-soothing technique. Some are hugely powerful, like sound, and Charlie can tell you this. Sound is extremely powerful. When you use sound, you can affect the DNA and the cells, the tissues in the body. So it starts a repair process. We also have guided visualizations, which in fact I'm not too keen on, because we can get lost in those. But again, they're great for people who are new to the journey and new to the path of transformation, because they help the mind start to become more creative, especially if we've been stuck in life for a long time in a negative pattern. Guided visualizations help uplift your spirit. So they're great, they have their place. And then you have the real traditional yogic meditations, which are really now being researched. Now, mindfulness, in fact, comes from these traditional practices. So mindfulness is an aspect of the ancient practices, which are predominantly aimed at deep healing and what we call self-realization, liberation from the mind. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you 15 to 20 minute practices every week. And we're going to cover lots of different forms of meditation, so you can choose what feels right for you. I'm then going to offer you short courses, which again are going to run in the group. And that's going to be aimed at what I call the 7 keys mindfulness meditation practice. And that's the practice I've created, bringing all these meditations together, and what I believe pulls out the most profound, deep techniques to create transformation and change in your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health and well-being. So really looking forward to helping you get started on this journey. So for those of you that are new to practicing meditation, comfortable position. If you can, cross the legs, but that's not essential. It really isn't. You can have the feet on the floor. So if you're on a chair, I just want to make sure that your soles of your feet are touching the floor. Now, the most important thing is spine is nice and straight. We want to keep the chin parallel to the floor. We want the crown of the head reaching upwards. And we want to create some stillness in the body first. Okay. Now, you don't have to close the eyes. Some of you that are new to this practice, in actual fact, may feel uncomfortable closing the eyes because we go into the unknown. This practice should not cause you stress or anxiety at all. So if you feel uncomfortable closing the eyes, keep them open throughout the practice. That's absolutely fine. If you feel comfortable, I want you to close the eyes. Now, the eyes are known as the windows of the mind, which keeps the mind caught up in visual distractions. So this keeps the mind active. Now, when the mind is active, we're partly taken out of the body. Our awareness is taken out of the body. So by closing the eyes, we're going to be much more aware of the body and what we're feeling and sensing. So if you can, I want you to keep the eyes closed for the next 10-15 minutes. Try not to open them. And I want you to start to become aware of the sounds you can hear in the distance. sounds in the distance. Try not to label them, just awareness. And now become aware of the sounds around you, perhaps in your room, the building. And moving closer to the sound of your own breath. The sound of your own breath. And with every exhaling breath, you're relaxing, letting go, and sinking your awareness and your consciousness deeper into the body. So the physical body is in fact just energy. So you'll start to become aware of your energy body. And just take a moment to observe, how does it feel to be in my body right now? Does it feel heavy, light, uncomfortable, comfortable, anxious, relaxed? Just take a moment to connect. We're not trying to change or fix anything here. Now that's really key. You're simply bringing awareness to what is. It's your awareness that I'm really wanting to teach you in tonight's class. Now I want you to start to move your awareness up and down the body, as if you're scanning the body. Imagine your body is made up of different rooms. So trust it's safe to open up the door and enter these different rooms. Take your time. Now, some of these rooms might be easy to open and enter. Some of these rooms may feel a bit more difficult, or stuck, or even blocked and not wanting to open. Simply explore from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. Again, there's no judgment. There's no right or wrong. We're just going on a journey to explore, to discover more of you. Some of these rooms you enter may feel light and spacious. And some may be full of garbage, the past, and in need of some decluttering. There's nothing for you to do just yet, just be aware. And now with the breath, I want you to start to flood your body with your consciousness. Flooding the whole body with your awareness, your consciousness. Let your whole body fill with bright light, the light of your consciousness. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Stay connected. Continue to flood the body with your consciousness and let your consciousness sink into every cell, tissue, muscle. Let yourself receive. You don't have to force this, just know it's happening naturally. The breath is deep. The breath is going deep into the belly, so the belly balloons and expands on the inhale and relaxes on the exhale. Belly balloons, expands on the inhale and relaxes on the exhale. Now I want you to imagine the crown of the head, the crown gateway, opening up. And as you breathe in and out, you're allowing the breath to draw energy, light down through the crown of the head into the body, like a shower of light. Again, just trust the process. And allow this light to cleanse, to clear away any stuck energies, toxicity, negative emotions, thoughts or belief patterns holding you back from your true self, your potential, your greater light. Now for the last few minutes, I want you to try and keep the body as still as you can and allow yourself to rest into your own being. So we're letting go of the past. We're letting go of the future. There's no anticipation of the future. Let go of any idea or who you think you should be in the future or what's to come. Let it go. Your past is gone. Let it go. Let go of any identity you have created for yourself. Let it go. Let go of any stories you've created. Let them all go. For now, let go of any responsibilities. Let them go. For now, let go of any attachments to people, things, belongings. Let them all go. So you're emptying out. With every exhaling breath, empty. So who are you now? Who are you in this moment without any labels, without any identity? Try not to think or analyze this. Just experience what I'm speaking about here. Who are you now? So what you'll find is you start to connect to your being, your true nature, who you truly are beyond form. And in this place, you can rest as yourself. You can rest in your own beingness. There's a peace, a serenity. It's an expanded state. It doesn't come and go. It's not born. It doesn't die. It simply is. I call it your isness. So this is what we refer to as your higher self, your true nature. And it takes time to live from this space, but this is the enlightened space, which so many people have disconnected from and forgotten exists. We become identified with the world around us of form and identified with our thoughts, emotions, belongings, and we lose ourselves. Yet when we start to come back to our true selves, we can then live in joy with what we create and manifest without attachment to it, understanding the impermanent nature of all things, understanding ourselves and everything is temporary. So we can live each day as a gift. And our power comes from our presence, our beingness, not the overaction or the striving. But we bring our beingness, our presence into our actions, into the world, into our relationships. And this is called connection. It's what we're all longing for. Connection with ourselves, which gives us a deeper connection with one another. And this is why we're here, is to feel safe enough to be in our hearts and connect deeply with one another. And from that space, we heal ourselves and those around us. So this is a short introduction into your beingness and introducing you to awareness. So I wanted to just give you an experience, and even if you just felt that for a second or two, wonderful. Even if you struggled and the mind didn't let go, that's great, that's fine. Be where you are now. We're going to take really small steps to help you feel much more comfortable in your body, to be able to connect with life much more deeply, and to feel the emotions and feelings that are really rich and come from your soul. Now, this is a journey, it takes time, and as you move through this journey of transformation and we're using mindfulness and meditation, stuff's going to come up for you. What I refer to as shadow, the negative aspects of the subconscious mind. Bring them to the group here, because this is what it's for. This is a support group to help you heal, to help you feel much more connected and safe in the world, to be yourself without the masks. So namaste. Namaste, for those of you that aren't aware, Steve, you should know this. Namaste means the God or the light within me honors the God and the light within you. Now that's really powerful, because when we namaste with one another, we are opening up to our own light and acknowledging that we are higher dimensional beings. We are much more than just a physical being. And when we connect to ourselves in that way as a divine being, if that word freaks you out, change it to a light being or a beautiful being or a creative being. It really doesn't matter. It's just a word. But when you connect and refer to yourself that way, you will then see that beauty and light in other people, and they will feel it. And this lifts the vibration of the planet. And this is a time when we really need to be much more conscious of what we're putting out into the world through our vibration, through our feelings and our emotion. That's your vibration. And the frequencies you emit are going to come back to you and are impacting the world and what we're seeing manifest out in the world. So I want this to be a really conscious group of really highly evolved creators, visionaries, change agents, light workers, people that are willing to do the work to lift their own frequency and their own vibration so that they can heal, which will then impact everybody else. So thank you for joining me tonight.